Hi, my name is Regina Adams. I am 52 years old and I am a retired RN. I am beginning diet number 372 today. I have decided to record and share my journey. I'm hoping that it will have some effects of motivation for me, maybe some accountability if I'm checking in every day and kind of reporting to someone what even if my mom's the only one who watches this, letting someone know how I'm doing. And I thought maybe it could also serve as maybe motivation or inspiration or help somebody else, even if in the end this ends up being a series of what not to do, it still could be helpful for somebody. So I'm going to dedicate 365 days to a journey. And so I'm going to start a video diary of that. And I welcome you to join me for it. I've struggled with my weight for as long as I can remember. I've had some successful efforts in the past. Prior to a large weight gain in my mid 20s, I pretty much was able to kind of do a binge and starve thing and keep myself in what would be considered a healthy weight. Mid 20s time frame, I had struggled with a little bit of depression and lack of activity kind of, and so my weight started coming on, and I comforted myself with food, and so I gained a lot of weight. The more clothes didn't fit me, the worse I looked, the more I ate to comfort myself. I'd look back on that and think, how is that logical? But that's kind of what happened. So when I was 26 years old, I decided I can't do this anymore. I was around 245 pounds, and so I joined Weight Watchers, and in a year I did lose 104 pounds, and I got myself back down to a very healthy weight, and I kept it there for the next until I was 35. So from like 27 to 35, I was in a healthy weight range. When I was 35, pretty much to the day, the month that I turned 35, I started putting on weight again. I had gotten about 16 pounds up. I didn't think that I had changed my eating habits or my exercise habits. So I decided to go back to Weight Watchers. I was a lifetime member at that point, and I thought, all right, you did it. You got yourself here. You've maintained it. You need to kind of hit it hard again. So let's go. And in 1 month of following exactly the same plan I'd followed before, I had put on 20 pounds. In my mind, that didn't sound like that should be possible. I went seeking medical help. There must be something medically wrong because I'm following what they say should work. It worked in the past. It's not working now. And I really didn't get very far with that. There was nothing with some basic tests that showed anything. And I'm certain, in fact, I had doctors tell me that they didn't believe me that I was watching what I was eating or doing what I was supposed to do. And so that resulted in, some more depression and maybe some more self soothing with more food than I should eat or different kinds than what I should eat. I tend to have a habit of the more I don't get the results I want, the more I kind of all right, I'm going to just give up today and do whatever I want attitude. That hasn't worked, obviously, so we're going to try something different this time around. I gained weight throughout the next 6 years. It didn't all come on at once, and through that 6 years, I tried literally almost every single weight loss plan on the market. I might take you downstairs if they're even on my shelf anymore. I think I tried cleaning them out through the years. I mean, I have bought every book. And I say almost every because there was one that I was avoiding. We'll get to that in a little bit. I had gotten myself up to the 250 pound range in 2008, and I was getting ready to go request weight loss surgery. I felt that there just wasn't anything else I could do that was going to have to be what I needed to do. I had a physician who gave me some advice. He told me that in because I showed him my food log, I showed him the exercise that I was doing, I told him what I'm trying to do that's not working, and he believed me. I had a series of doctors that just kept saying, "Well, stop eating, tacos and ice cream," and I'm showing them a log that doesn't have any of that on it. They didn't believe me, but anyway, I had a doctor who looked at my log, looked at my exercise, and said, "Well, I can see why you're frustrated, but why don't you try flipping your carbohydrate and your protein ratio?" So places where I would eat, I had like those little 100-calorie packs of pretzels. I watched my calorie intake very, very closely, but a lot of my little snack things were carbs. And so instead I started having like hard-boiled eggs and cottage cheese. So I just kind of flipped where I was eating carbs. I was eating whole grain cereals in the morning with berries on them. I started having eggs for breakfast, things like that. I did what he suggested, and he also suggested that I try high intensity interval training. Now I have a long history of exercising. I've always exercised. I've always believed that's how you get results. That's why I felt so justified in complaining. I'm trying and I'm not getting anywhere because I am exercising and it's not working. So what that entailed was times where I did get a heart rate monitor, and I did do where I did zone training with my heart. I'd get it up high and then bring it back down, and those kinds of things. Well, that ended up being the ticket because I started losing weight, and in 1 week, 7 pounds gone. It had never happened to me before. When I get results, I can do it again. So I was 41 years old, and I lost 100 pounds. I got myself back down to 150. I felt like $1,000,000, and I kept that weight off for 7 years. That seems to be my golden number. I had an extended illness, and that disrupted my exercise routine, and it also resulted in it's prednisone is a steroid medication. I had to take a lot of that, and it also led to a lot of muscle wasting. So a lot of that exercise and things that I'd worked for in my life kind of went away. I did lose a lot of weight during that extended illness. I got very, very thin because I wasn't able to consume food for a long time. So I did somewhat starve, and that has caused issues now with metabolism. But that was 4 years ago. So 4 years ago, I got some treatment. God bless Mayo Clinic, and we figured some things out. I'm on some maintenance medications, and I'm feeling better. And I have tried going back to the things that I've done before, making sure that I'm eating healthy, watching my caloric intake, making sure I'm getting enough, making sure that I'm taking enough protein and not too many carbs, high intensity interval training. I've done all of the formulas that I've done in the past, and it just seems like nothing has been working. Now, when I say nothing has been working, that my daughter wants me to make sure that I point out that I usually give it about a good 3 to 5 week strong effort. And then I start to get very, very frustrated, and I start to decide, well, it wasn't the wine that was a problem because I haven't lost anything, so I'm going to start drinking wine again. Or it wasn't the dish of ice cream I had on Friday night because obviously I took that out and I haven't lost weight, so now I'm going to start having ice cream again. And so what I end up doing is like bringing bad habits back in. I would allow other excuses to enter, and well, I didn't have time to exercise a day, or oh, my knee hurts, or things like that. So even the consistent exercise would kind of fall off. So, that would happen for a little bit, and then I'd get tired of this hanging over my belt or having nothing to wear. And so then I'd try to hit it hard again for another 3 to 6 weeks and then not get any results and then give up again and kind of do this cycle over and over and over again. And that has pretty much been my last 4 years. If I get sick or injured, that's another disruption to it all. And so I am dedicating a year, 365 days, to not continuing to do what I've always done. I am going to change it up. We're here, we're today. What I have been doing has not been working. And so the one diet that I have not tried, and I've kind of been resistant to it, is the Atkins diet. So that brings me to my theme for what this series is going to be. I am coming to you as the health hypocrite. Why am I saying that? Let's talk about that for a minute. I am a certified diabetes educator. I have spent years of my career preaching to thousands of patients about healthy life skills, choices, goal setting, glycemic control, proper eating, exercise, the things that you have to do to keep yourself healthy. And feast your eyes, folks. This is where we are. Somebody isn't practicing what she preaches. So, number two, I know that the Atkins diet has helped a lot of people. I personally know a few people who have done it and they swear by it. And I've been resistant to it just because I've always believed that a balanced, healthy, whole foods and eating the way you're going to eat your whole life is kind of the best way to approach weight loss. So all of that being said, if that's not working, then let's try something else. And so I am doing the Atkins way. I got the book. I'm reading it, and it's interesting because all of my friends that did it, or at least the way I heard how they did it in a different way than how the book laid it out. And so the book has some different phases that do lead you to the way that you're going to eat the rest of your life. Because what I personally seen are my friends do the no carb, the ketone burn. They drop a lot of weight. They drop it quickly. And then I don't see them for a month or two. And they're kind of right back up to where they were before they dropped the weight. And it's just because they stopped eating that way and the weight came right back on. And so I never felt that would probably be a healthy way to approach things. But after reading the information and getting the actual information, it looks to me like this is a viable option, and this is what I am dedicating a year to and the rest of my life. For somebody who has preached and who has counseled people to try other options besides Atkins diet, well, guess who's going to do the Atkins diet now? That would be this hypocrite. So the third reason is I love my friends and family. I love my patients. I believe in kindness, forgiveness, strength, character, honesty, loyalty. And so when I relate to people, talk to people, counsel people, those are my values, and that's how I treat people. But guess who hates herself for how she looks and for what she's done to her body? Guess who calls herself names and beats herself up and is outright mean about the roly-poly that gets out of bed in the morning and has sore feet because this tub of lard is getting up every day, standing on these feet and these legs. Well, no wonder you hurt, you fatso. Name calling, all sorts of things I would never, ever do to anybody else. I do that to me every day of my life. So, hypocrite. They say the first step is admitting you have a problem. So, I am admitting fully that I am a hypocrite. And I'm going to try to stop doing it. So, if you want to keep watching, here's what I promise you. I promise to be honest. I promise when I do something that I'm maybe not so proud of, I will be honest with you. I promise when I do things I'm proud of, I will definitely be telling you about it. I will do my best to follow the life skills that I have spent so much time and energy and enthusiasm coaching people. I believe in them, so I have invested myself in them. And so, you know what? I've got to start listening, and I'm going to follow them. And I am going to work on being kinder to that person I see in the mirror in the morning. I'm going to start changing the words that I use when I talk to myself. I'm going to, and this is going to be whether we get somewhere or not, whether this remains or not, we're going to start being as nice. I'm going to start being as nice to me about it as I would be to anybody else sitting in front of me, or at least half as nice. For our goals, I have a couple long-term goals, and those are attached to rewards. So my first goal is if I am able to maintain diet compliance, and I'm going to say a 95%, so like an A, it doesn't have to be perfect, but I want to be very, very good at it. So if I maintain diet compliance for 5 months, then I'm going to get to reward myself with some clip-in shoes for my spin bike. My husband got me a spin bike for Christmas. I absolutely love it. And so right now I'm using the cages on my feet. It's working, but I would like to do some of the other things, and I feel like if I'm using it and I'm getting stronger and I get somewhere with it, then that would be a reasonable reward for myself after 5 months of doing that. My second one is if I do iFit work, the iFit subscription is connected to, it's a NordicTrack spin bike, and the iFit is connected to it to run the spin workouts. Excuse me. And so if I do 3 or more iFit workouts per week from now through October 31st, then my reward will be I get to renew my iFit membership, because I really do like it. I got it in November of 2019. I used it almost like every day as soon as I got it. December kind of fell off the wagon a little bit. Used it every day for the first 21 days in January. And it's just kind of been use it, not use it, use it, not use it. I need to be using it consistently. And so I set the goal at 3 or more days a week, or you know what, I don't get to have it again. And then my third goal is I want my total weight loss. So day 365 or maybe even beyond, but in this journey, I want my total weight loss and muscle toning. So there's more than just weight loss here. I want, excuse me, I want all of that to equal. I want to have the ability to wear size 10 to 12 clothes. That's an estimate between 150 and 155 pounds. My current weight is 206 pounds right now. Why my goal is that is what I was back between 2009 and 2016, and that I felt very healthy. Um, that was when I just was very happy and healthy during that period of my life. I have, clothes I've saved that I really would like to get back into. So that is why that is my long-term goal. Week one goals, my short-term goals are I need to hook up my headphones to my TV in the basement. I have a treadmill in the basement. I have a TV in the basement. We've recently changed the TV out. I had headphones I could wear when I walked on the treadmill, and I just haven't made it a priority, haven't got around to figuring out how to get them hooked up, connect the Bluetooth, and have that so that if I want to work out, I can utilize it. That's been one of the things, like, oh, I don't have it hooked up. I feel like watching this right now. Where if it's hooked up and I can go downstairs and get on the treadmill and watch it, then I'm walking while watching TV. That would be a much better option. My second goal is to hook up my Wii. My little sister gave me a Wii a long time ago. I loved it. I loved playing all the little games. And actually, when she first gave it to me, I was overweight. And I don't know if you guys have ever played Wii before, but they give you a little character. And when I stood on the little platform and they made my little character a ball. And so I stood there like, I'm a ball. Well, as I lost weight, my character got, less ball shaped, and that was actually a nice motivator for me. So I thought maybe it would be a good idea for me to get back up and look at the little weak ball character and get some motivation to maybe get my not ball character back. My other goal for this week is I need to be converting my food choices over to the Atkins induction phase. Got the book, read the book, made a list, went grocery shopping yesterday, filled the fridge. Today's Sunday, got a lot of food prep and things to do, so I'm dedicating some time to this. And but I've got some learning. There's gonna be a little bit of a learning curve. There's some net carb thing. I've never played around with net carbs before. I've got carb counting down pat. But the net carb thing has something to do with total carbs and sugars and subtracting fiber. So I got to practice with that a little bit. Sorry about that. Week one goal, no liquor at all. This one, I'll admit, said I was going to be honest, is likely to be the hardest one for me. There are days that I was fine not having dinner as long as I could have my wine. So I'm not like it's a problem kind of thing. I mean, well, I guess it's going to be a problem for me. I don't know. I don't want to get too much into that. But anyway, this one's going to be a struggle for me. And so I just decided we just need to decide it's not going to happen and come up with other things to do. I know it's my ritual. It's the end of the day. It's time to relax. Let's get our glass of wine and sit on the couch and play our little game. I might have to do something else besides sit on that corner of the couch playing my game. So I have some ideas to come up with other activities if that's going to trigger me wanting to sit there with a glass of wine. So I'll keep you guys posted, but my goal is to have none. And then I would like to share my progress daily. This will be my longest post, I'm sure. We'll see how this plays out. But every day I want to just come on and just say this is how it went today. These are the things that went well. These are the things that I'm struggling with or didn't go well. Hopefully the went well list is going to be longer than the didn't go well list. So we'll kind of see how that goes. I'm going to give it my best shot. So hang in there with me.